What's the weirdest thing society accepts as normal? Working until you're old, graying, and broken, then using whatever time you have left for all the things you wish you could have done when you were younger. That dead people need pillows and caskets. Guessing how much you owe the IRS in taxes. Politicians blatantly lying to the people. We accept it so readily, it's as though it's supposed to be that way. Alcohol is so normalized, but drugs are not. It's so weird. I say this as an alcohol-loving Belgian. Beer is half of our culture, and I'm proud of it too, but like, that's fucking weird, man. People having kids, and trying to live their lives again through them, vicariously, forcing the kids to do things that the parents never got to do, even when the kids show no inclination, and even have an active dislike for those things. Living to work vs working to live. Taking way more than we need. From everyone and everything. The entire time frame that we made up. Like how it's gotta be 8+ hour work days 5 days a week. Feel good news stories about how a kid makes a lemonade stand or something to pay for her mom's cancer treatment because no one can afford healthcare in America. Being on camera or recorded anytime you are in public. Drinking culture in general. I live in northern England, where it seems like 70% of adults are alcoholics, but nobody does anything about it because it's normal. As a non-American, I'm amazed at their credit score system. As a third world citizen, credit cards are usually for rich, and slightly less rich, people who have more disposable money than the rest of us, and could pay off their debt. The way I see people on Reddit talk about it is strange and somewhat scary. Everyone should have a card of his own. As soon as he becomes an adult, you should always buy things with it and pay back to actively build your score. You're basically doomed if you don't have a good score, and living your life peacefully without a card is not an option. And lastly, you'll be seen as an idiot if you know nothing about it. Sleeping 4 hours a night due to work and saying things like it's all a part of the grind, bro. Spending 5/7 of your life waiting for 2/7 of it to come. We hate like 70% of our life. How is that considered fine? Child beauty pageants. Clapping to show approval or happiness. Clapping is weird. Just slapping your hands together. Rich people being basically above the law. Sex offenders getting shorter sentences than marijuana charges. Politicians and 90% of what they do. Children mentally or financially not responsible for themselves yet having children themselves. Destroying the environment that we literally depend on to live. US only for-profit healthcare that the patient is financially responsible for. Second thing that is insanely weird that we accept as normal, you can financially protect yourself by buying insurance from a for-profit health insurance company. You lose your job and deserve to lose your health insurance. Because fuck you. Also, if you take a shit job you deserve shit insurance because, well, fuck you twice. We can't afford better healthcare, so fuck you thrice. That 2 out of 3 Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. Social media. The rape of male prisoners. It's almost considered a part of the sentence. People love to joke about it all the time. The crack in bathroom stalls. The lack of respect for retail staff. Get mad because they are out of something like it's their fault. Tell them they don't deserve to be paid better, but then bitch and moan when they stand around on their phones doing nothing and don't help customers. I won't even go into all the hypocrisy about self-scan checkouts. Wages that don't cover cost of living. Having smartphones in our faces all day. This shit isn't normal. I'ma do it anyway, but it is not normal. Students being assigned homework over weekends and only having a 2-day weekend. The whole point of a weekend is to take a break from life, and then you have 1 day to recover from sleep deprivation, then 1 day to relax, which you can't because of thinking about the next day being Monday. And the 2 days still having work to do anyways. Mega churches. insider trading of politicians, as well as the socialized benefits they get, and lack of drug testing. Children, young teens posting on social media sites. I'm not necessarily talking about posting on a private Instagram followed by friends. I'm talking about when kids post on TikTok publicly without parental consent. Children dressed as mini adults. Almost anyone that was born into a poor family will have to normally work until the day they die. Smoking. Makes no sense. That unemployed people somehow don't deserve healthcare. Tipping culture in the US. Everyone thinks that it's totally okay for employers not to pay the employees, and the customers are expected to pay extra to pay the employees' wages. I don't understand it. Giving tons of money to the rich people who don't need it, while explaining to the poor that there isn't enough to go around. That half the world are dying from obesity related issues and the other half are dying from famine. Also the monarchy. War and people profiting from war. When death and destruction are profitable, it's a sign that something is sick in the society. For me, it's expecting kids to ask for permission before they go to the bathroom. Like, what the hell? Those beauty pageants for kids. Working for money that is used to get to work. As an American, it's people starving in the streets and dying in the cold. Blows my mind that people don't want to just provide for some of these struggling people. Especially when we have billionaires who could never spend the money they've amassed in 3 lifetimes even. It's pretty sickening and feels helpless to someone in my position. 70 plus aren't trusted with anything more than greeting customers at Walmart, but they are also running the country and making laws based on information they saw on Facebook memes. I always thought ties are weird. It's an elongated pentagon-shaped cloth we wear in front of our chest when we want to look fancy. Don't get me wrong, I have like 20 ties, but one day I had a shower thought about how stupid they are. Being fine with alcohol, while other actually beneficial drugs are Schedule 1 with no medical use. Hitting/beating your child. Kinda barbaric if you ask me. Sex being more taboo than violence. College. We can't trust them to buy beer, but we expect them to understand every facet of the outrageous debt they are taking on. Traditional college kids are exactly that, kids. Medical bankruptcy. Separating infants and their mothers shortly after birth, so the mother can work. I know more than experts about this subject, because of my gut or something I found online. Rape. Like so many women have been, it's unreal. It's also not just women. Men especially get shunned for saying they got raped, which is insane. America is fucked up. What the fuck happened? It's like in the 80s our advancement just came to a crashing halt. 90s was completely held up by computers and advancement in my opinion. We are the only animal that wear clothes. It's rather strange when I truly think about it. A 925. Circumcision. Literally removing part of your genitalia is just deemed perfectly normal. Beyond wild to me. Hoa, needing the neighborhood's go ahead to build something on your own freaking land. Why do they get a freaking say if I want put up my Christmas lights all year long? That people deserve to be poor. People going hungry. Genital mutilation. Allowing people to die due to lack of money. Pedophiles in the media. Admiring and idolizing the filthy rich just because they went through hardship and struggles at a younger age and somehow managed to work their way up. Everyone has their own struggles. How you act and how you manage your wealth is more important. If you refuse to pay your workers a livable wage with opportunities for promotions and more responsibilities, you don't deserve admiration. Dancing. If you really think about it, rhythmically moving to sound for no constructive purpose is kinda weird. It's almost bird-like behavior. Child marriage. Treating homeless people like they're less than a stray dog. That some of our freedoms are linked to having a good credit score. to discourage men from showing any emotions in public, because I'll make them look weak. The fact we have to pay to exist. We pay to live on Earth. Working 5 days a week. Companies that rake in billions asking customers to donate to charities instead of just doing it themselves. Being obscene in public and causing a nuisance, all in the name of clout. Forget opioids, forget COVID, the biggest epidemic is the addiction to clout.